Well, how you doing, bro? You good?
Yeah, man. Obviously, late night. Here we go from Fabrizio. So yeah, we're happy about that. I just want to come on and say this is a signing that we needed to make, and it's a good first sign for a rebuild. Now, people will be like, "Oh, well, you guys finished 15th, and Cunha is not really that good. You spend loads of money on him, and it's just gonna keep you down there because he played for Wolves and stuff." But let's be honest, he has been one of the best players in the Premier League this year. He's carried that Wolves team to where they are. Without him, they would be again also scrapping for relegation. So in terms of the player itself, quality player, quality player. We love to see that. And in terms of what we're doing for the system and for the profile of player we need at Man United, he fits that too. He's in the is 20 what 25, gonna be hitting his prime very soon. He's got legs, he's got energy, he's got a bit of pace, he's got a bit of strength, he's got technical ability, and he's got a mentality that Man United need. That he's hungry. He wants to take that big step. He wants to be seen as one of the best players in the world, and he wants to do that at a club like Man United. And he wants to help. The main thing is, he wants to help us build. It's not about I just want to play for Man United just because in the Champions League or they can pay me high wages. We finished 15th, and this guy is still like, yeah, nah, forget, I don't care about that. I want to help you get to the top. And he's a player we've been linked to before, and he could have been one that we just always be linked to, just never sign, like the Schneiders and the Strootmans and that. But we've made that step. He's made that step, so it's a good first sign. And if this the lap news is, well, obviously it's just one line of an article about Forest, so you don't know how true it can be. It sounds like a assumption right now, but if we get Delap in and we can get an Mbeumo in, a player of that quality, then I think we're looking at a very different Man United, and we're looking at a very different way we're viewing Amarim and we're viewing this system. And they say that man like Sharik there saying he doesn't have faith in Amarim. Maybe with these new transfers, that can change because he can actually get out of the players that he needs to make things work. Like people say, only a bad worksman blames his tools, but that's only if they've got the best tools in the world and they still can't get a cut right, or they still can't put the plaster on the wall correctly. If you give a workman, if you give a tradesman the worst tools in the world, rusted saw, a hammer that's got no handle on, a flipping screwdriver with the end which is blunt and you can screw any screws in, he has every damn right to blame the tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? So I don't think this Man United squad is fit for purpose, and I think Cunha coming in is the first step for making this squad fit for purpose for the Premier League. That's all we need. We're not going to be in Europe. There's going to be no excuse of we need to keep X player and this player because need to have a big squad for European football. We need a European football experience. We just need to focus on the Premier League this year. Oh, no, this year, next season. So yeah.
No, I agree with you. The whole thing about a workman, a bad workman blames his tools. These types of sayings and things, they just get misused so often, as you say, because if Arsenal this summer signed Rodrigo and Gyökeres, Zubimendi, and somebody else, and then at the end of the next season, Arteta's like, you know what it is? I just don't have the players, That's a man who would by then has probably had 700, 800, 900 million spent on his squad, been there 4 or 5 years, has helped to shape what that team, what that club looks like. Then you're blaming your tools. But this Amarim has walked in, everything barring Dorgu is inherited. Forget, and this is what I would say to Sharik, and I love you, bro, long-time viewer and member of the Terrace. This is what I would say. Most of us were talking about 50, 60, 70, 80% of this squad was nowhere near good enough before we even knew who Amarim was in reality. That doesn't change just because he's come in and exposed it. And he said something that was so important today during his speech, that after my first 3 games, which were 2 wins and a draw, I told you all a storm was coming. Told you all it was going to be horrible. I told you all we were going to get exposed. None of us believed him. And then it happened, and you get caught up in I just want to win. I just want to win this weekend. I enjoyed watching Match of the Day tonight. I put Match of the Day on for the first time in 4 months. I love watching that TV show, and I haven't been able to watch it. And I haven't been able to watch it because Man United don't win games. But something that's always stuck with me is, one, when you look at his journey at Sporting, two, the mess we were in. And every single time that we have tried to build a team that's more specific to a way the manager is trying to play football, the players have dug their heels in. The results have been bad. And each time we have turned, and then the club has turned on the head coach, and then we've started again afresh with the new manager, but never ever completed that build. And for me, I think we're doing all the right things. And whether it comes off or not, I don't know. But when I say we're doing the right things, we're doing something different. We're signing players early. A manager's trying to instill a style of play straight away. It does appear that insubordination, laziness, poor attitude is getting you kicked out of the football club. Now, people have got to drop their allegiances, KJ. I love Garnacho. I can't believe it. I hate this manager. I love Garnacho. I'm a massive Rashford fan. I can't believe he kicked out Rashford. Screw the manager. I kind of view it the other way. I'm objective about this. It doesn't matter who for me. Man United started falling apart very quickly when we started siding with players over the head coach. And sometimes I even think the head coach can be wrong and you might still need to side with him, because when that head coach, doesn't matter who he is, loses that power, you're in trouble. And the example I'll give people is this. You might love Garnacho and the club might turn around today and go, we're going to sack Amorim. We can't let him get rid of an academy player like Garnacho. And all those Garnacho fans go, yay, we've got our club back. Got a new manager coming in. That new manager comes in and you've now set a precedent that, again, a further time that the players can do what they want, say what they want. The manager will be sacrificed. What then happens is that the new guy comes in, he might love Garnacho, but then he might have a horrible feeling when it comes to a different player, and then that group of players turns on him, and you're like, hang on, we can't keep this manager out though. I love him, and he gets the best out of my favorite player, Garnacho. But now he's got to go because he's not a fan of Lindelof, and Lindelof fanboys, Lindelof doesn't have fanboys, but you get my point, kicks him out. So yeah, listen, it's the right thing that we're doing. There's no doubt, and Amorim can be ruthless. When he took over Sporting, he got rid of 25 players in the first window. We won't probably do that much, but we do need the ruthlessness. We're joined now by a very special guest on the show now, Mr. Shirky. Where are you? Where are you going this summer?
I'm following Cunha's steps. I spoke to my older brother.
Man, by the way, man's out in his G-Wagon, you know. I'm loving it. Yeah, you out in a G-Wagon. Is that what you're in right now? What are you driving? It's nice.
Is my internet lagging, or was that you? I'm assuming it's me since I'm on the phone.
Go on, mate. Go on. What are you here to say, bro? What are you here to say?
I think I'm lagging. Let me leave and come back in.
All right, mate. No worries. He didn't actually even hear my.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes, mate.
Yeah. All right. No, I was saying I'm following Cunha's footsteps and I'm going to United. Listen, great signing. Didn't expect it to happen today. And I think I lagged again, so I'm going to get my 2 cents in anyways. Great signing. Didn't expect it to happen today. Very happy it happened today. One chapter closes, another one opens. I don't want to hear about anyone saying, why would anyone want to join Manchester United? Is it a step up to go from Wolves to Manchester United? All that bullshit that Footy Judge Mo feeds everyone on YouTube. Don't worry about that. Of course, it's a step up. He still agreed to join. It's probably one of his dreams to play for one of these bigger Premier League clubs, and he finally attained that. And listen, for people who are saying, what did Amorim do to deserve signings? Oh, but he had to prove his worth. No one deserves to have Garnacho game in, game out. No one deserves to have no backup in the 10 and be reliant on Mason Mount to play like 15 games a week. No one deserves that. Cunha is a player that if he went to Liverpool, they'll celebrate. If he went to Arsenal, they'll celebrate. If he goes to City, they'll celebrate. And guess what? We will celebrate. We're not going to get too gassed. And there you go, Terry. It's a signing that I actually like. So maybe you don't have to tell me, oh, don't show your bum too early. It's a great signing. We spoke about him so many times on the terrace. His ability on the ball and off the ball. So many of his qualities is what we need. Off the ball, I always think him and Ahmed are kind of twins in the way they press off the ball and the hard work they put in. And on the ball, listen, we've been screaming out loud and crying out loud for a ball carrier for a while. Someone who can sometimes play a little bit deeper and lead that counterattack and lead that charge. We're not going to become a possession-based team overnight, because that's what a lot of people were saying. Oh, but isn't Amorim trying to play possession-based? You don't just suddenly become 15th in the league to one of the best possession sides in the league. You have to gradually improve your squad until you get towards that. And it's fine for having someone right now who's a little bit more better on the transition than maybe playing in a possession based team. And listen, you slowly but surely move your team towards that direction. And I'm happy with this signing because eventually, when we reach the final picture, I could see him being a part of a team that in 2-3 years from now we're using to compete. But for now, and for what we need going into next season, listen, it's a massive upgrade in that position that we have. And regardless of what system we play, 3 in the back, 4 in the back, 10 in the back, he fits all systems anyways. So it's a great signings, and United fans should be gassed about it. Great signing.
Yeah.